Okay, so are we all in agreement that nobody's perfect, nobody's perfectly normal, everybody has gone through something? Would we agree with that? Yes. Okay. So here's the problem, and again, why I so appreciated what Dr. Dale shared about the normal transitions that we go through, the normal course of development that we go through, even as adults. We sometimes think about development just for children. But where we get into problems is where we try to get out of bed prematurely. For example, I've gone through something that's been very traumatic, I've experienced a loss, and I want to be done with my grieving like tomorrow. So I'm trying to get out of bed prematurely. Does that make sense? Sometimes there's a time, like the song says, a time to weep, a time. That sounds good on the mic. I didn't think I could really sing, but that sounds, is it just me? Or is So in the shower, I can. So we try to get out prematurely when there may be a time to grieve and to mourn and even to be angry, right? Bad things have happened to you. That's righteous anger. You should vent it, not hold it inside. You end up with ulcers. So there is a time for being in bed, and sometimes we try to get out of bed prematurely, or I think probably even worse, we try to stay out of bed altogether to begin with. So we think we shouldn't ever experience pain in life, so we do all kinds of crazy things to keep ourselves from experiencing pain. So we have no friends, because guess what? Friends hurt you. We have no romantic relationships because we get hurt or rejected. We put up that wall and we stay flat with our emotions like a robot because, you know, if I let myself feel sad, that'll feel bad. If I get myself angry, I'll be out of control and won't be able to get back control. So we get out of bed prematurely or try to stay out of bed to begin with. That's not good. So again, those are those failed solutions. We become, watch carefully, we become bedridden. You want me to do it again? I'll have students who do a PowerPoint for the very first time in my class and they go animation crazy. And it makes you get dizzy and nauseous, but I don't think that's too bad. So we can become bedridden. Okay? So being in bed is normal. Becoming bedridden, just stay. I'm just going to stay in my brokenness. I'm just going to stay in my emptiness. I'm just going to stay in my disconnectedness. Or I'll try to avoid being in bed to begin with. And as Cheryl said on my show yesterday, and I like her expression, it may be time to go to the couch, as she put it. Or maybe it's time to go to the bed because you're avoiding it. You think you shouldn't be there. Or maybe, as Dr. Dale said, it might be time to get out of the bed. So our failed solutions, what we do to cope or what we do to avoid pain altogether, either becomes the problem or exacerbates the existing issues. And I tell a story in my book about a young woman who, because of her abandonment issues, she started using food and eating and compulsive eating and then vomiting as a strategy to cope with the pain she was feeling on the inside, and keep using food to fill the emptiness she was feeling on the inside. And so that behavior, her coping strategy, failed. That's a failed solution. I should put solution in quotes. And she now developed bulimia from the age of 16 to about 35. She was binging and vomiting 5-6 times a day, even through her 2 pregnancies. So her solution to feeling empty and broken and disconnected actually became a brand new problem that was even worse. Maybe if she had decided to go to the couch, as Cheryl said, and get gotten some help, she could have had a true solution, an effective solution. Okay, so with my time today, what I want to go through with you, review with you, is what's called the ABCs, and what I call ABCs. And it's a little bit different than what you might read in your cognitive behavioral therapy books, but it's very similar and based on that. So here are my ABCs that we'll walk through today, and then I'm going to challenge you to apply. So you're not just a hearer of this word today, but you'll be a doer. Okay? And it's not about just doing it all by yourself without any support. That's why those of you who are Deltas, you have your sisterhood as support, and hopefully all of us here have support and resources to help us be a doer. So the ABCs, and there'll be a little quiz later. Didn't they give you your Scantron sheet when you came in? I know you had your number 2 pencil. So A is for attention. We have to change the things that we're focusing on. And I'll explain more of these in detail in a moment. B is for beliefs. We have to change the way we think. And C is for choices. We have to change what we do. And some of you were with me on A and B, but you're like, oh man, I actually have to do something. It's so easy to just sit back and listen and, fill up, but do something. So that is the hard part, but it's necessary if you want something different in your life, if you want to get through these transitions in a graceful, healthy way.